Today, I will be flipping through the sketchbooks I kept back when I was still in high school. These two sketchbooks were my pride and joy for the last 3 years of high school, and I still look back on them fondly. There's nothing absolutely mind-blowing in here like some of those high school portfolio tours out there. I just really loved drawing and kept up with these sketchbooks as a hobby, and wanted to show the different kinds of things that I like to draw. This first sketchbook I filled through 2020 and 2021. I think I filled this one relatively quicker because of the pandemic and having a lot of time just at home. You'll definitely see the different phases of video games that I got into during this period. Exhibit A, Final Fantasy VII Remake. This Miku I definitely referenced from somewhere. In fact, a lot of the content in the sketchbook tour is just Pinterest studies. I had a really hard time drawing from imagination in general. Around this time, I got really into Persona 5, and you can see here I went back and redrew this portrait a little bit later. Here I wanted to try a modern take on Inuyasha's design. Figure studies from Pinterest. I hope I don't get in trouble with YouTube for these. And these are characters from the game Fire Emblem Three Houses. Some more studies from Pinterest. I really liked how much color I used to use back then. I don't do it as much now, but I do want to get back into that. I believe this was a warm-up sketch for class. It's a quick study of this impressionist painting. And here's where the Inktober started. So I did a few days of this, and I'm pretty proud of how they all turned out, honestly, especially considering the fact that I didn't use a reference for once. Mostly was playing around with a brush pen and some different accent colors. This piece on the left here is definitely my favorite Inktober piece that I did that year. I just really like the way I used the brush pen here. And these figures are from a YouTube dance video. I remember I just paused the video at random points and then I'd just draw the dancer. Some Killua from Hunter x Hunter on the left. During the pandemic, I became really obsessed with Hunter x Hunter. And here I was playing around with a more experimental style. I'm still really happy with how this turned out. I think I'd like to come back one day and try to remake this piece. These are some quick sketches of some photos I took while on vacation. And these are some sketches I did for a project. Looking back, I think it would have been cool to add the color into the final piece like I did in the sketch here. Here I drew Gon and Killua from Hunter x Hunter as girls. I really like this piece, I think they look so cute. I don't really know what's going on with their shoes though. I think I tried to continue it on this side but gave up. And I believe these were some warm-up sketches for art class. The one on the right is a charcoal sketch, and I learned that I really hate working with charcoal. And that concludes the first sketchbook. So the second one starts where the last one left off. You'll see in this sketchbook, like with this spread, that I created a lot of characters that I drew once and then never touched again. One thing that I did a lot in this sketchbook was I would cut out pictures, tickets, little papers here and there, and I would glue them into the sketchbook. Made it feel almost more like a scrapbook. It's definitely interesting to look at now. Here I drew Levi from Attack on Titan and then Sakusa from Haikyuu. I think they'd make a really funny duo since they're both really into cleaning. I really hate this spread, but I'll show it to you anyway. Here are some hand studies that I spent 5 minutes on for each of them. Was challenging myself to draw quickly. More characters that I created and then abandoned. The sketch on the right there I actually turned into a full colored piece on different paper later. This was me trying to figure out the recipe for making natural paint. You can see my slightly failed attempt here. But the texture looks pretty cool at least. The thumbnail on the bottom left there, I later turned into a full painting that ended up being a gift. Oh, and this was me trying to plan an animatic. You can see I didn't get very far. More hand studies, this time with a more realistic approach. These characters are from a Chinese drama called Word of Honor. I had a very brief but deep phase of this show. More figure studies that I'm quite proud of actually. And also Chris Evans, I guess. I must have been in a Marvel phase. This drawing I made with expired nail polish, so the page smells terrible, but I think it turned out pretty cool. These were concept sketches for a project. I ended up actually liking these more than the actual project. This was a warm-up for class, and I'm so sorry to this model. I did you really dirty here. Again, this was some planning for a project. This is definitely one of my favorite paintings. It was challenging, but I had a lot of fun playing around with the colors. I have to recommend the brush pen that I used to make this drawing. I've used it all through high school and still use it to this day. It's so good. More abandoned characters, but I would like to return to her. She's super cute. These were sketches for a sculpture project. I don't have photos of the final, but I also like these way more than what I ended up creating. This piece I made while testing out the new Prismacolors that I'd gotten. I'm still really proud of how this turned out. Another character that I didn't even bother naming this time. I guess we're just getting lazier and lazier. Oh god, that Levi on the right looks kind of horrifying to me now. Testing out some oil pastels that I'd gotten, and that tree is definitely referenced. I can't imagine that I drew that from my mind. Some more oil pastel, and I was getting a lot lazier with these last couple pages. I just wanted to get the sketchbook over with at this point. That concludes the 2 sketchbooks. I hope you enjoyed looking through some of my old art with me. It's definitely been nostalgic, but I'll continue making art like I always have, and I'll see you around next time.